Alright, just a junk video, I think. I'm trying to decide. I don't really have an agenda here. Just decided to hit the button. Having a very weird day. Off, you know. And when you're off, it's really easy to see how, oh, God, what am I doing here? Life is so idiotic. Just all around you. It's just obvious. Sorry, I have a B12 vitamin in my mouth. Yeah, gotta do something. More vitamins and such. But anyway, I'm thinking I might have the Lyme again. I'm not sure. Just because I have been awful forgetful. But that means it got to my brain. If it got to your brain, you're already fucked anyway. You know what, yeah. But yeah, it does make me think just about how you can't fix anything here. Human beings are way too stupid. You know, none of them feel an obligation to be informed, to have an opinion. None of them will be persuaded by a rational argument. I mean, you know, religion, for example. But even, there's so many things that are just so trivial, and you say, why do people, parents especially, raise their kids to get caught up in this crap? Just, you know, it's insane to get your kids caught up in sport ideology crap and all this hero worship and celebrity shit, and all of that should be mocked and ridiculed in front of children just so they could be way above it. That they should think it the most disgusting of behaviors to, you know, for somebody to mock somebody else for how they look, or you know, whether they have Gucci clothes or some other kind of bullshit. And instead, people raise their kids to be as crass and putrid as they are. And yeah. Anyway, back to the quick subject anyway of the Lyme thing. Because that's just such an example for me of how you can't get the simplest things done. I mean, human beings can't do simple things right. And so here's a bunch of people who think the human race has some glorious future because it's going to start dealing with real problems in some sort of rational and disciplined way. And, you know, you can just demonstrate how that just isn't going to happen. So here in these New England states, we have this deer problem. They eat everything, right? So they're just ruining the natural environment. Nothing grows but these, you know, camel food, you know, these prickery plants, nasty shit. Anything else, yeah, the deers have destroyed it. They've eliminated, they've exterminated other species. You'll never see certain kinds of trees ever again because they eat the saplings. And so you'll just never see them again. They're gone. They're eradicated. And then, you know, in this state, 30,000 cars reported accidents because of deers. Billion, maybe 2 billion. I don't know how many billion in crop damage. Then we get into all the, you know, landscaping issues. I mean, those are issues that probably shouldn't exist because, you know, ornamental bushes is kind of a frivolous thing to be doing. But it's the truth. I mean, it's a ton of money fished away every year replacing trees and bushes the deers destroy. So just a huge impact on the economy. Gigantic. And then to top it all off, the deers are the major movement vehicle for ticks, and especially the Lyme tick. And yeah, so it's you know, the ticks would still exist without the deers, but they'd exist in a tiny percentage of their numbers, and there'd be no problem. So anyway, so you have all these people and pets infected with this Lyme disease on top of it. This kind of insidious disease. You know, it can make you very sick in the short run, but if you're unlucky, it can kill you in the long run, slowly. And it's happening. People are dying from this stupid fucking tick disease caused by the grotesque overpopulation of these stupid giant rats. And nobody's doing anything about it. Nothing rational. Nothing that has anything to do with fixing the problem. And there's these people who are for killing the deer. But killing the deer isn't the solution unless you kill them the right way. If you just kill enough of them, like 1/3 of their population every year is killed by hunters, it just maintains the population. And the population continues to grow. It's growing. The population of deer is growing in spite of killing 1/3 of them every year. So now the deers are living a shitty life. The humans are living a shitty life. And it's all being done to placate the recreation of a tiny percentage of the population that enjoys going out here with a gun or a bow and arrow and harassing these poor critters. And so that's the disgusting part of this. So you do have people who think they're solving the problem by saying, yeah, just kill the deer. They don't give a fuck about the deer, they just want them dead. And they think the hunters are going to kill them. But the hunters don't kill them. The hunters regulate their kill deliberately to maintain the recreational possibilities. It's like they don't catch all the fish, so there's fish next year to catch. And they're doing the same thing with the deer. The hunters want the deer here. So giving hunters the problem doesn't solve the problem. And people are too stupid to do that tiny bit of thinking and realize, oh yeah, those guys like to hunt. They don't want to eradicate the deers. They just want to party. They want to use them as a pinball machine. So they're going to keep the pinball machine maintained. They're not going to break the pinball machine. So whatever percentage of the population, the general population, is just totally duped. They think hunters are going to solve the problem because they're too stupid to hear the complete argument and realize that hunters have no incentive to solve the problem. They like lots of deer. They like easy targets. They like not having to go out for 10 hours in the cold to find a target to shoot. And these idiots don't realize that. And they don't care to realize that. Because even if you made it possible for them to know that, they'll just poop it or say something stupid. Well, I don't think that matters. Or some whatever. They'll come out of their fucking mouth. They just don't want to hear the argument. And then you got these do-gooder, pussy, tree-hugging lunatics who are like, oh, you can't hurt the deer. Don't hurt the deer. It's not the deer's fault. Well, it doesn't matter whose fault it is. The point is you got to fix the problem. And if you're killing 1/3 of the population every year, you're murdering a huge number of deer every decade. And if you just did it once, if you just did the killing one time, you would save, depending on how far you go into the future, but in 20 years you could save 1 million deer from the horror of being killed by a bow and arrow. If you just get the job done once. Do it once, and do it hard, do it complete, and then you don't got the problem anymore. And we can go back to having a garden state, without having Lyme disease, without being killed to placate a bunch of recreational sadistic lunatics. I mean, so here's a subject. Like I said, I think I've spelled it out so even you imbeciles can understand. Obviously, hunters don't have an incentive to eradicate deer, and that these are the wrong people to give the problem to. Have a vested interest, a self-interest that's in conflict with my interest. Or the humane interest of sparing deer unnecessary suffering, and all the other animals displaced because of the destruction of the environment. So anyway, like I said, it's just it's not that complicated, right? This isn't brain surgery. You don't need to know a bunch of Latin terms, and yet nothing gets done. 10 years of this bullshit. Nothing changes. Billions and billions and billions of dollars pissed away to placate recreational sadism. Why? Oh, that's right, because a lot of the cops are sadistic lunatics, so they have some political sway. And the politicians, yeah, they're all sadistic lunatics in a lot of ways. So, and they're connected with the cops. And there are these redneck, loony fucking ticks around the show. So that's part of the reason. And because there's nothing in government, that's worried about this, that's working on this, that thinks they got to fix this shit. And but that, to me, it's just an example of how if human beings can't fix these little problems, these little big problems, like this little big problem. This is a big problem, but it's a little problem compared to nuclear weapons and World War III. So what hope is there? People are just too fucking stupid. There needs to be some kind of rule, where you can just whap people that are too stupid in the head with some kind of like a rubber mallet, and it leaves a tattoo on their head, like a Nerf with a sticker on it that just says "too fucking stupid," and it doesn't wash off for like a month. Yeah, and so they have a chance to get unstupid, or they're going to get whapped again. People have to be forced to defend their bullshit. Can't keep placating this ideology of, well, every opinion's respectable and everybody's entitled to their beliefs, and fuck this shit. It's too stupid. There are opinions that are too stupid, and the opinion that this deer thing is good is too stupid. There's nothing good about having too many deer eating your state. It's just nothing. It's not a good. It's a bad. And it's a fixable bad. There's even a whole range of ways to fix it. The simplest and cheapest thing is to just go out and kill them all. All right, get it done once. Kill them once. Not every year, 1/3 of them. Just kill 2/3 of them in 1 year. Or 3/3. Well, let's say 7/8 or 9/10 of them. Knock their population way hell down. It'll take it 20 years to get back up to this level again. And that's the truth of it. When I grew up in this state, there were deer. You'd see one once in a while. Every couple of months if you were lucky. But that was it. They were a precious little rare sighting. They weren't every fucking day eating every fucking blade of grass. Fuck. What else? Yeah, so this whole video turned into that subject. But it's just this general subject, because it is, no matter what subject you talk about, these people, these pompous, arrogant doof shits, they just say shit, they have nothing to back it up with. They're just this contrary opinionizing, and they'd have no guts to get into an actual arena and defend that shit they're talking. But this is just so destructive to fixing anything. There's all these irrationally babbling assholes just keep making all this noise. They keep, jumping into the ring. And so now you can't find the real adversary anymore. You can't find the real disagreement because you have to fiddle with all this peripheral noise from these fucking cartoon characters of a human being. This is another one of these simple problems the human race should have fixed a long time ago, was to have something called integrity in everything. Our science doesn't have much integrity anymore. They're all greedily holding on to their stuff, like, I have the right to publish, and I got this, and it's all this political intrigue about every fucking goddamn theory and idea. Everybody's got these preparatory rights to everything, and it's just such bullshit. So everything gets lost in all this graft, in self-interest, and nothing gets done. if you don't speak the right speak, you'll never get into government. You have to say something stupid, something Palinish. The more Palin you are, yeah, the more you're going to be electable, because you'll say something so stupid, that it can't possibly truly offend anybody because it's just baby talk. But that's all there is. There's this mushy halfway statements that everything's great and everything sucks at the same time, and that's all they do. They just keep talking about how bad something is, and then how, well, but we really won't do this and we won't do that, and we certainly won't do that, and it would be terrible if we did that. Stupid. I mean, they want a country where citizens are accountable, but they don't give me an ID number. Don't trace me on the internet. Don't force me to be accountable. Make all those other assholes accountable, but don't make me accountable. I mean, it's a joke. I mean, I want security, but I don't want to pay for it. It's that simple. I don't want to give up anything personally to have it. So just do it the simple way. Just shoot the Arabs. There. I mean, just so dumb. Fuck. Anyway. Enough of a video. So anyway, so anyway, again, I said it 3 times. It's a charm. Was it charming? Yeah, sort of. I guess that's enough of a video. Speaking of security, I shouldn't even bring it up. Yeah, I really don't want to do a video about it because it's just too creepy a subject. But Skid Row Radio guy mirrored some video, outing pedophiles on YouTube, and there's lots of content on YouTube that just shouldn't be there, or it should be behind some sort of trap doors or security doors, where you actually have to ID yourself to get in. In some sort of, just so everybody knows this is what you're into or whatever. But what was I going to say? Just so there's some sort of acknowledgement of what's going on, some sort of effort to keep kids out of some of this content. But yeah, outing these pedophiles, and if they're called pedophiles now, all you have to do is have some young people videos, and you're a pedophile. The short definition, that's true. But there's a huge difference between people who like looking at young people and people who will molest somebody. And so it just seems kind of unfair on that level. And then these are in their favorites. These aren't videos they're producing. So that's the second level here. I mean, looking. If you're going to make laws against people looking at stuff, that's fucked up. I mean, if you're guilty because you look at something, I don't know. That's sorry. I mean, if I really like to watch train wrecks, should we really have a law against it because it's so unfair to the victims? Like I say, I love watching a plane crash, especially if the people's heads fly off and bounce all down the runway. Oh man, that is so cool. I love that shit. Right? So what? I should be labeled some sort of potential criminal? Like I'll potentially cut people's heads off because I really like watching heads roll? I mean, that sounds like bullshit to me. Well, anyway, it just seems like bullshit, this call the FBI thing, this narky little weaselly behavior kind of thing. I say fuck you to that shit. I mean, that's just lame. If you feel so passionate, then you go ahead and you call the FBI and tell them they need to do this shit, and that'll be on you, fuckers. But to be selling the idea like other people should be motivated, based on what's in people's favorites, and they're really harmless videos. I mean, there isn't any kids tied down being raped here. That's pretty fucked up. Sorry, I just think it's fucked up. I mean, it's going way too far. Maybe you ought to spank the parents of, these kids, for putting these kind of videos on YouTube in the first place. Idiots. But anyway. Yeah, enough said. Parents suck. Parents ought to be in jail. Idiots. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. So anyway, now it's enough of a video. headache. Yeah, I am just not up to my cruddy snuff. It's my hair too. I think my hair's got Lyme disease. This seems obvious. Yeah. Back hurts. Yeah, I'm just dying. Anyway, yeah, somebody said I had cancer on my website. And so, yeah, bravo, fella. But yeah, a few people fell for it and tried to call me up and find out whether I had cancer. So, yeah, way to troll. You're super. You're cool. God, I mean, you're just another poster child for why we should let the heads roll. Human beings just suck. Nuke them. Nuke them from space. It's a bug planet. You know, nuke it from space. Yeah, it really is. Oh, fuck people. Fuck this place. Fuck. End of commentary. Little house ad on there. It's looking a little better. Yeah. Nice architecture and such.